Okay, we are back. Now you should be able to see us. Hi,
And hear
hi
us.
Kuba.
Hello. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, yeah. It's important to have cameras while you have cosplay, I
Yeah,
guess.
today.
So I'm the pirate, Captain Terror of Error, and Vi is Mary, I guess,
I
or
don't know. A pirate girl.
a pirate girl. So I've got some jewelry and a lot of things. So we would like you to show some things, but firstly, the most important one. So our Kickstarter is coming to an end, the last day of our Kickstarter, and if you want to support our project, that's the good time. Maybe we can do this. Uh, we've got more than
Why you're still
50%.
very quiet?
Oh, sorry, because yeah, sorry. It's hard to see with this eye patch, and I wanted to just get some distance to the screen, but now I'll try to do this properly. Anyway, less than 50% to go with our project. If you want to support us and you like Frigato, that's the best moment. Of course,
The last moment when it comes to Kickstarter. Yeah, somebody in the chat said that 1 month was too short of a deadline for your campaign. Well, it wasn't really up to us how long the campaign was. It's our publisher that decides it. So sorry.
yeah, but the game will be released anyway, so don't worry. Our premiere is set to second quarter of 2023. So actually, we are in the second quarter right now. So it
We'll
should
be
be,
releasing our game in early access quite
yeah,
soon.
yeah,
So you'll
exactly.
have a chance to play it anyway.
Yeah, and you can still support, and of course, it is really important for our project. Kickstarter was just to make more content, maybe something additional things, but of course, we are not giving up, and we are trying until the end. So please, if you can send our Kickstarter to your friends, etc. So maybe they will be interested in our project
Yes, we've
because
already sent it to all of our friends, so
yeah,
we need
yeah,
your help.
more than once, so you know. And we're trying different things. This is actually this is our third stream and the grand final of the Kickstarter. So yeah, a lot of
Yeah, maybe what
new
we're gonna do
things.
on the stream today, also, we're gonna talk about our project a bit more, but we're also gonna show you a preview of the port level,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city level that is not a part of the demo. And well, we finally finished it a bit more, so it looks much more polished. And well, just wanted to show you some new content and show how the progress is going.
But let's start with the old content. What can you actually get in with our Kickstarter? And because this is our demo version, but as Vi said, after we will show you some new content in the port level and talk more about future of the game and maybe some new levels and characters. So
At last,
I believe
home sweet home.
you know,
Time for
Kuba,
a
yeah.
well-earned rest.
lower the volume of the game and me
Thank you.
Okay.
because you're
I'm not
barely
interested.
audible.
There's quite a bit
Sure,
of
sure.
gold on the
Just
line.
we
But
can't change
maybe I.
volume while the cutscene is there.
Not of the game, but in general, the
And that's
desktop
what
audio.
led me here,
Ah,
to sitting hidden
okay.
in a boat on the deck of a secret Royal Navy ship, waiting for a chance or a miracle.
Okay.
That idiot.
So I hope it's fine right now. Can you tell
Yes,
me?
but you have a folder in front. Oh, no.
Yeah, it disappeared. Just I'll tab it. Okay, so
Chat, how is it now?
is it good? Uh, more? Should I more?
No feedback at the moment, so I'll let you know if somebody answers.
Okay, let's stay with it. And if someone writes something on the chat, we can tweak it. Oh, classic. So just don't mind it.
But I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
At last. Home sweet home.
I'm.
And that's
Can you
what
hear
led
me right
here,
now?
to sitting hidden in a boat on the deck of a secret Royal Navy ship.
Are you there?
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm considerably louder.
Okay, so I lower your volume and maybe I'll try to make myself louder. Is it better? Maybe. Can can you hear me? Bye.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry,
Okay.
I was looking somebody in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe.
So
um,
if it's okay, we can go, and if someone will tell something, we can change it. Maybe.
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties. We're testing everything today before, but I see
Yeah.
machines refuse to cooperate. So
Streaming is not
sorry.
that easy, as someone could think. Anyway, so I hope you know this level. It's the ship, and this is the part of the demo version. Right now, you can support us on the Kickstarter and get access to this level and two levels below as the one whole level. Here you have two characters, Sam and Mary. The plot is that uh, Mary, Mary and Sam wanted to just get something from the ship, and Mary is actually in the boats, and you have to find her. But this is the second level of our game. The first level is port. Maybe I will play something.
But yeah, so this is what is available currently in the demo on our Kickstarter. As Kuba said, it's gonna be all the ship levels, so the main deck and the two decks under with the storage. Um, for now, the demo has two characters available, but we also currently have a third playable character, the monk, which we will show you in the port city. And we also have the Aztec Witch, which you've probably seen. She's not playable yet, but uh, soon. And well, our dear Sir Deermouse, the raccoon pirate, he's also gonna be implemented quite soon in the game. I'm currently working on the animations for him. Yeah. And with this level, this is just sort of like an introduction to the main characters, to their skills. It's currently the tutorial level, but in the end, it's gonna be the port that is gonna be the tutorial.
Yeah, because it's the
Um,
first level.
yeah. As you probably know, each character has three skills. They have a basic attack or a stun. Samuel has a knife that he throws that he has to pick up from the enemies. and a parrot that he can send to distract the enemies for a short time. And Mary has, well, of course, basic attack and stun, but also a Molotov cocktail that she throws and sets enemies on fire. And what Kuba is showing is the um, terrifying shadow. It's an ability when she uses her um, mace slash lantern to terrify the enemies with scary shadows and shapes, and they get stunned for a moment.
And you can tie your enemies if you don't want to kill them. Just you have to take the rope and try to tie them.
You can tie up the stunned enemies. You have, in general, you have two options how to play this game. There's more pacifist version with just sneaking and tying up the stunned enemies. And well, you can kill everyone if you want to.
Yeah, and actually our main focus is on the stealth gameplay, but with new skills of numerous skills, there are more possibilities to just play tactically, but not only in stealth. I mean, firebomb, this Molotov-like bomb, firebomb, is really useful if you can get, for example, I don't know, two or even three enemies in the range, because we are. Lastly, we added it as area of effect skills, not single target, so it is really useful tactically. Mm, yeah, and we want to implement some additional missions and objectives like this British captain there. It is not necessary to kill him or just stun him to go to the next level, but you will learn more about Mary backstory and get some gold, because in the future we are planning to have an item shop with some possibilities to upgrade equipment and maybe buy some stuff that can
Yeah, we
help
have it
you
described
through the
in more
missions.
detail on our Kickstarter. There's a roadmap, and the shop is gonna have, for example, different type of ammunition or liquids for the bottles that they can have different effects. They can be luring or stunning or killing, for example, like this type of things. We'll be able to change that according to our preference. But yeah, this is you've probably seen quite a lot of it both on our previous streams and
Yeah,
on the
I
trailer and Kickstarter. So maybe let's go to the port.
yeah I will stop there. If you want to see what's on the third level, you have to play the demo, and the best way to do this is support us on the Kickstarter. So uh,
Also, Bundy in the chat is asking, who's your favorite character? Kuba?
my favorite character. So at the moment, I think, but playable character or not,
Yeah,
because
yeah. Oh, I mean, well,
I mean because we have
game character.
some yeah, because we have some characters that are not playable yet. For example, we are working on this on Sir Deermouse, and by the design, I think it is my favorite character because, for example, he will not have to sneak through the enemies. We are thinking about it, but he's small, so small boy, uh, and probably he will not have to do this. But from the gameplay perspective, at the moment, I really like Mary because I think that we did a good job with her reworking, because she was reworked like 3 times, and now her abilities are really fun to play.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Sir Deermouse, although I might start to hate him a bit as I'm working on his animations because they are really hard to make.
Uh,
Um,
he's not human
but yeah,
after
I'm
all.
definitely most excited about him. Yeah, he's not human, but he has a bit of a humanoid pose, so I have to do sort of both types of animations for him, both animal-like and human-like movements.
Okay, so um, we should be. Oh, sorry, not yet, not yet. Okay, just one more thing, and we are ready.
How many levels do we have planned? Well, currently we have the one long level of the ship, the port city. We are making an Aztec temple level for our Aztec character. There's gonna be a pirate island, for sure. Am I forgetting something?
Uh, no, it should be around 5, 6 levels at the moment. So I think you mentioned all of them. And we have the concept of this whale butchery, whale slaughter level.
Yeah, the slaughterhouse,
But
where yeah.
sorry, it will be maybe not on the early access premiere, but it should be uh, in the near future.
In the near future, yeah, because all of those that I mentioned before are to be released with early access.
But
Okay, we have the port.
for
Yeah.
the full version, I think it will be around. It should be around 9 or 10 levels. Uh, maybe it's better to say 8 to 10 levels, not more than 10, but it should be at least 8 levels in the full premiere. So we are in the port. Uh, I believe it is. There are some changes. Maybe why you can tell more about it, because there's a lot
Well, yes.
of your job there.
Yes. If you could zoom in a bit because the fog is extremely heavy. Oh, somebody in the chat says that we have nice clothes. Thank you. And a cool
Thanks.
level. Yep. We hope so. You should be able to try it for yourself soon.
Wow.
Uh,
Well, that was not
oh,
planned. Okay.
well,
Just tell about
behind the scenes.
level. I will fix it.
Yeah. So in general, the level is inspired by more of a Spanish port city. This type of atmosphere. It was also the inspiration for the general architecture, the look of the buildings. The level takes place at dawn when our two characters leave and meet the bar. And here we have Samuel and our monk character. Mm, and about the level, well, the level is clearly a city. There is a seashore and a sort of dock area with storages. If you could scroll to the docks.
Sure.
There's some points for orientation, such as the warehouse and the church with a fountain and the blacksmith's shop.
Yeah. Here it is, blacksmith. We've got the market. Um, and the church that was mentioned.
Yeah, the church is a bit earlier. Zoom in a bit.
so church with the fountain. So we wanted to make these landmarks to for better orientation in the game. Personally, I really like this docks zone and these ships in the background. It is really nice setup for the next level on the ship.
Yes.
Don't mind the scales because it's the game. Oops. Anyway, yeah, we changed the terrain was changed, and I think that's quite big change because uh, it's
Yeah, we currently have more of a pavement, street tiles
yeah.
type of situation going on here because before it was a general mess. Um,
It was just prototype, and now it's really different from the ship. And we wanted to do this because we've got enough of the wood and these elements. Ship was really hard to make it interesting because of that. And now we have more terrain and we can use some trees, etc., that we couldn't on the ship. So
yeah, there's quite a lot of things that the ship was limiting. So currently, it's been a relief to be putting this level together.
yeah, ship is nice because it really uh, it is really pirates things, but I missed it actually. I missed the range. It is not easy to play with an iPad, so I'm really sorry. And of course, the first cutscene of our game when Samuel meets Mary was happening in this bar here, actually. And this is the beginning of our story because they want to meet to just go to the ship. But Samuel is wanted, and he meets the monk who is wanted too. So they have to avoid
Sneak to the
enemies.
city and avoid the royal guards walking around.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry. uh, the monk is quite an interesting character. He was very fun to make and to animate because he has a completely different physique compared to the other characters. He's quite big, and the animations for him are quite fun. He has uh, three abilities. His basic attack, he has a staff, like Shaolin monk inspired type of attack. So he trips the enemy with the staff and then he finishes him off. He also can stun enemies with a bottle by breaking the bottle on enemy's head. Another of his abilities is a drum, somewhat magical drum that when the enemies hear it, when they're in the range of the sound, they cannot stop themselves and they must start dancing. You can show the animations closer. I think it's going to be a bit more readable if you
So
zoom in.
here you can see the drum, for example.
Yeah, he's playing on the drum and the enemies are dancing.
And we've got this curse statues, so you can see the time left to the end. So the enemy, while dancing, he cannot see you and cannot attack you. So it's really important to in some tactics plays.
Yeah, and his last skill is throwing a bottle that lures enemies because every single one of our characters so far has had the bottle, and
Yeah.
the monk has the final version of the bottle. We took it away from Samuel. We took it away from Mary. We said no more drinking
Oh,
on the job, and well, he ended up with the bottle as maybe an alcoholic.
so as you could see, actually, um, we focus on sneaking, but if you get caught, there are some chances that you can just kill every enemy in the zone
Save
because
the situation.
yeah, of course, it will be punished on some levels, and there are we have reinforcements mechanic that will balance it in some places, but in this one I could just fast kill them and uh, continue to play, and it
Yeah,
is really yeah.
in many
Sure,
locations,
sure, go on.
you'll see there's gonna be an indicator that there's more enemies inside the building, for example, or inside a room in the ship. And if you raise the alarm, it will have its consequences by more enemies appearing in the zone.
And the monk has really interesting backstory because he's uh, Shaolin not master because but he was in the Shaolin yeah, he
A
was
monastery.
yeah, exactly, but he was in the Chinese navy, and then he tried to settle down and be bartender, but he just
Miss
uh,
the open sea, the adventure,
yeah, so he became a pirate.
and he joins our characters on this adventure. Yeah,
Okay.
this level is gonna be available in the
Uh,
early access quite soon, along with the other new levels that we're talking about, with
something.
the Aztec level that we're currently working on. Uh, it's more or less designed. We're currently putting the assets together, so probably quite soon you'll be able to see it on some screenshots and some content we share. We usually try to take part in such events as Screenshot Saturday on social media, um, and try to promote our game everywhere as much as we can. So you'll be able to see how the progress is going on the game and on the new levels on all of our socials. So follow us and join our discords, and well, let us know what you think about the game there.
Yeah, unfortunately I failed and died here, but I don't know. Maybe we can talk more about and show our videos with Aztec witch and talk more about her and her skills. So as
The
you
Aztec Witch has also, as all the other characters, she has three abilities. Um, Her basic attack is that she slices the throat of the enemy with this ritualistic dagger. Um, she can also stun the enemy by sort of putting him in the chokehold. Um, Her other ability is that she has a dash. She can dash to the enemy and rip out his heart from his chest. So it's quite gory and brutal. And her third ability is, gosh, what was it? I was animating it just like a moment ago.
you mean
She sets a trap. Sorry.
the
Yes,
trap?
she
Yeah.
sets a trap using her arm is covered in blood. So from ripping the hearts of the enemies. So what she does is she uses the blood to do this sort of summoning spell on the ground, which when the enemies come up to it, there's a trap
Yeah,
set for
so
them.
there you can see her dash with stealing the heart, and we believe that it will be really fun to play, as we considering some kind of resets with the dash. Maybe if she is able to actually kill the enemy, so she will be able to repeat the dash or something like that. So it might force you, or just maybe not force, but there will be a way to just set up the level that you just can dash through the enemies. For example, you will lure some enemy, so you will create the path for the Aztec witch that she will be able to reset her skills and kill them all. But of course, if it will fail, it is a long cooldown. So because it's really important to not create too overpowered skills. So we want to make her fun to play but balanced as well.
And
And
in general, the gameplay with her is a bit more how to say it. It's a bit more active because, well, as you probably can see, we don't really have the option of planning multiple attacks in a row. And then activating the whole queue, all the queued attacks at once. So she allows for more of an active hands-on gameplay as well.
yeah, and her trap will combinate with some other skills like luring, for example, um, or we have some plans for the Deer Mouse. So the soldier might maybe not follow him, but okay. So I will tell you, Sir Deer Mouse probably will be able to steal some guns because
From the soldiers.
because he's a raccoon. Uh, Now you can see the Aztec witch set up in the trap, and he will be able, because he's really smart, and I can be him at the moment. He will be able to steal these guns and just put them on the ground. So the soldier will look after it and just
Yeah, with the
trying to
soldiers will look for it and follow
yeah, yeah.
sort of the trail they'll go to get their gun back.
And maybe you can tell more about the animations for Sir Deermouse, because um, we wanted to create his basic attack with the jump or something like that. And
Uh, yeah, in general, when it comes to Sir Deermouse, his design is, well, he's kind of an animal. He's kind of more humanoid. Uh, when it comes to his posture, he walks on two legs. Kind of like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm, so in general, designing him was with the animations a bit challenging because he's much shorter, much smaller. And the way he's gonna move around, first of all, is he's gonna be walking on two legs, but whenever he has to run, he's running on all fours, like sort of galloping, let's call it. So there is that. He's not gonna have the crouching option because, well, he's too short. You're not gonna see him. He's a small boy, handsome and small. So you won't be able to see him through the obstacles anyway. But we were thinking of giving him the ability to sort of camouflage himself. He can curl up and pretend to be a rock or something like that. It's still in design, but we have plenty of cool ideas for him. Yes, our lovely Sir Dearmouse,
Yeah,
and an emote that I made with him, which should be available on our Discord quite soon as well. Um, and with his attacks, yeah, his basic attack is gonna be a jump. He's gonna sort of jump on the enemy, climb up on his coat, and uh, what was it exactly? What was he doing? Scratching the throat?
yeah, with the knife.
Ah, yeah, because he has a knife that he when he runs when he runs he is carrying it in his teeth, like this typical pirate type of animation. Um, and he's gonna jump up and climb on the enemy and slice their throat. So
So
that's his basic attack. And
it
the
should
other
be
thing
like
that Kuba mentioned,
it should be like that. Sir Dirmas is behind, and the knife is here, and the soldier is dead.
and then there's blood.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of blood. So,
So yeah.
uh,
Kuba mentioned the other ability with the stealing the guns from the enemies, which will make the enemy follow certain mouse looking for the gun.
yeah, and his way to stun the enemy will be the trap, but he will mm, just
He is gonna be sort of tying the enemy's shoelaces,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, so they trip. But he's quite a cartoonish character.
Yeah, and another one we can mention about him because he's in the concept at the moment, but as we mentioned our whale slaughterhouse, we can maybe tell something about the diver because he will be just the opposite, I guess. He's really big, he or she or whatever, because it is not precise.
Yeah, quite
Uh,
huge, chunky, massive, slow, um, but
and
very
scary,
strong. Yes, terrifying.
mysterious, and we he's kind of diver that because this whale slaughterhouse is the place where might be some story background story but actually the people here actually killing whales so they use their
They extract
fat, yeah,
the oil, the fat
oil and
from
fat,
the whales.
and it will be gory and dark level. We wanted to create this in the opposite of our other levels because the port city, ship, the pirate island, and even the Aztec temple are quite adventurous, maybe
Adventurous and more casual, while this one will have
colorful.
very heavy horror-like atmosphere, especially in the contrast with Aztec Temple, because the Aztec Temple is more Indiana Jones type of. It's gonna be more Indiana Jones type of setup with more environmental traps. Because so far we have some on the level in the port and on the ship. You can knock over some particular barrels. There's some interactive items. There's brains, for example, as well. There is some environmental type of traps that you can use on the enemies, and we wanted to, inspired by Indiana Jones, put this type of those type of traps in the Aztec level.
Yeah, and that's the reason why the Aztec Witch has the trap as a skill because it is connected and really connected with the level. And the diver, he uses a harpoon gun, and I think it will be really funny to play with it and to just pull the enemies so you can crazy combos, and with the other character skills it might be really interesting and have a lot of possibilities to use tactic in the tactic way or
Yeah,
just to
he's unlike Sir Deer Mouse, a very like a more gory, serious, and just well, you see, kind of Big Daddy from Bioshock vibe.
yeah, it's one of our inspiration. Anyway, uh, we will update you about our next levels, so
Follow our
especially
social media.
yeah, and watch out for the screenshot Saturdays and this kind of events. We will tell you more about our project and characters. At the moment, we are polishing the game for the early access, so soon you will know the date soon, I think. But as I said, it is second quarter of this year, so. Mm,
Yeah, you'll see the early access soon. Answering somebody from the chat that they're looking forward to the diver. They love some some big daddies. Well, yes. Uh, he's not going to be available in the early access version at launch. However, we'll probably add him quite soon as well.
yeah,
So, well, as Kuba said, follow our social media, and we'll be constantly updating you what we're currently working on and what you can see in the soonest updates.
yeah,
And
and
remember
mhm,
to support us on the Kickstarter. It's the last 24 hours of it, but it still means a lot if you donate and share it with your friends. Who knows? We are over 50% when it comes to the funding, and we'll maybe by some miracle we'll manage to um, finish it. So please support us and
yeah,
spread the word.
we can really see your support. So even, but we can do this. We will try our best, and hopefully, with your help, we can reach the goal. But anyway, all support is really appreciated, and we can see how our community grows, and we can see your comments and suggestions. Because, as we always say, we want to make a game for the fans of the genre, not only, of course, but mainly. So, yeah, this is the game for you. And thank you for all your support. And if you want to support on the Kickstarter, so it's the last and the best moment and the last. We will write about new things in the future, and some other promotions materials might be there. So thank you for today. Thank you for you being here. Uh, I don't know. I've got plenty of things there, so maybe I can.
Oh, wait, we have one more question in the chat.
Okay, so
Uh, Weapon Pay is asking, is saying, I read about the loyalty system, and it's my one major concern. I don't want to feel punished for playing the way I want to. So, can you share some details and repercussions of low loyalty? Well, the thing with loyalty system is that um, it affects only how you choose the uh, who you choose to uh,
so
who you pick as your team. Uh, and it's not gonna punish you for playing one way, but more you'll discover sort of different routes by playing one or the other way.
yeah, we
Both have their advantages.
we don't want to just straightly punish the players, uh, and you can firstly you can choose your team around this system, so it will you will get only benefits because there will be no one from the, for example, the other side, other because we have some pacifists and bloodthirsty characters. But secondly, the system mainly influence some stories, dialogues, and upgrades. So there will be not punish in term you will not lose something, but you might not get something with the with the character who, for example, are not bloodthirsty and you are playing with pacifists. So
Yeah, and in general, the way it works is that if you're playing, for example, pacifist way, you're gonna get better benefits for the pacifist characters.
yeah,
So
so
the upgrades you're getting will fit your playstyle.
yeah, so that's the way we want to do this, and because we thought about it, and we don't want to influence the gameplay too much, and we want to keep things balanced and to make both ways enjoyable for different players. So yeah.
You're welcome for the answer. Thank you for asking questions.
Mm. Is there any questions maybe?
Yeah, anyone else while we're here? Because we're gonna be finishing in a second.
Oh, sorry, I've got
Okay,
a lot
seems
of
like no.
guns.
Don't threaten the
Yeah, yeah,
the
it's
chat.
just shot of glory
Mhm,
for our Kickstarter.
mhm. Uh, all right. Well, it seems there is no more questions, so uh, I suppose that's all. Follow us on the social media, support us on Kickstarter, share the link to it with your friends. And well, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting our project and taking the interest in it.
Thank you. See ya on the
See ya.
stormy seas. Aye.
Bye.